President Donald Trump has withdrawn the United States from more than 60 international organizations.
It's the greatest con job ever perpetrated on the world, in my opinion.
The geopolitical weather is very cloudy.
National energy emergency. We will drill, baby, drill.
President Donald Trump has withdrawn the United States from more than 60 international organizations, including several UN bodies and the India-France-led International Solar Alliance, saying they are redundant and contrary to US interests. Of these, 31 are linked to the United Nations, while 35 are non-UN bodies. Trump has directed federal agencies to implement the withdrawals as soon as legally possible. According to the White House, these institutions are mismanaged, wasteful, ideologically driven, or threaten US sovereignty and economic interests. Key exits include the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change, the UN Population Fund, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, and the International Solar Alliance. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said the US will stop funding organizations that do not serve American interests. The UN says it is reviewing the decision.
The United States is pledging $2 billion for UN humanitarian aid, even though it says that some United Nations agencies must adapt, shrink, or die. The planned outlay is just a small fraction of what the United States typically gives to UN humanitarian aid, and it comes at the end of a crisis year for the United Nations because the Trump administration has slashed foreign aid. Critics say the U.S. retreat from foreign aid is short-sighted and has driven millions towards poverty, hunger, and displacement at a time when needs are great, such as in Gaza and Sudan, where pockets of famine have broken out this year.
It was a very warm year, and it will probably tie to be the second warmest year on record, and that is because of our continued burning of fossil fuels, and so human-induced climate change. And that also of course, doesn't only show in global mean temperatures, but also in the extreme heat waves and heavy rainfall events and droughts, tropical cyclones, particularly wildfires that we've seen this year. The global legal framework is as strong as it has ever been. But of course, the geopolitical landscape this year is, or the geopolitical weather is very cloudy this year, with a lot of policymakers very clearly making policies for the interest of the fossil fuel industry rather than for the populations of their countries.